gotta respect. Niggas just gotta accept. I put that top left. I love my Carly to death. Hype Williams, Lil X. If you don't say it direct, give a fuck. I put some ice on her hand. I let her take in advance. She wasn't going as planned. I put a shit in the van. She gotta move with a friend. First she went back to the man. Give a fuck. I just put a wagon in the driveway. You know I did. When I shoot my shot, it's still cool.
My loves, welcome back to another video. I just wanted to make a quick disclaimer before you get into this video, just by saying everybody's physique is different, and following this workout split isn't automatically going to give you the physique that you want. I have been training for nearly 9 years now, and it's been a very gradual process, and the fitness journey is going to look different for everybody. If my body is like your goals, it's not just going to give you that, because there's a lot of factors that go into your journey, which is genetics, what you're eating, recovery. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Personally, the most important thing is creating a lifestyle or workout that's gonna make you be consistent. What I do and what helps me stay consistent will look differently for somebody else, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, and also I wanted to add, like, I feel like there's some parts, it's been a while since I did a voiceover, so if I'm just like rambling, honestly just mute me. You guys have also seen my progress on YouTube as the years have passed, overcoming an eating disorder and other things in my past, changing my relationship with food. Now I'm the happiest and healthiest with my eating habits, and just overall in life it's the happiest I've ever been. So I really hope for that anybody who's watching this video and is struggling or is feeling discouraged from how, like, let's say I used to look like, and if what I look like now is what I don't even like saying like what I look like now is what you want to look, because generally I just feel like every female should create their own goals. It's good to have people to kind of like inspire you, but I feel like if you constantly compare yourself to somebody and you're not there, it can be an unhealthy habit. So I just try to emphasize, try to have your own body goals, not be caught up in what society also thinks, because society's view on women's bodies is always going to change, and it's going to be so hard for you to try to keep up. So just try to focus on yourself and not on other people, and I personally think that's the best way to go. And what else? For when you're first starting out, that's gonna be the hardest. The hardest part is starting and just trying to be consistent. Just try to show up for yourself every single day, and just gradually it will follow. So anyways, I don't want to rant too much, but I hope you guys enjoy this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Okay guys, so we are jumping into the workout. Pre-workout is a must for my leg days. Must. I need them. Yeah, it tastes disgusting, but it gets the job done. We are starting off with RDLs. I love a good RDL set. I'm starting with them just to pre-exhaust my hams or wake up my glutes as well. Normally I do them separately, but I really love this new thing of pre-exhausting, or like warming up the muscle group before I get into it, so that I feel the pump a little bit more. And I always find that the muscle fibers tear easily, so that's what's gonna get us to grow our glutes and our hammies. And we're getting straight into, I only did one set, and then I'm getting into hip thrusts. Hip thrusts are my non-negotiables. I always do them 2 times a week on both days, so I like to split my leg days as glutes and hammies and quads and glutes. So that's what we're doing today. I decided to use the machine. Normally I do barbell, but because sometimes, honestly, like just being lazy, the setup and deloading is so much easier. But personally, barbell is the better way to go, because your body is doing more work versus the machine. Sometimes I feel it in my quads, sometimes I feel it in my glutes, but with barbell I already know it's gonna work. But with the machine, because you can see at my feet, it's the plastic or rubber material. Some gyms have the metal ones, and personally my feet always slide, so I'm not really the best fan of that. And then next we are going to be doing beast stance RDLs. I love these also because this allows me to individually work the muscles. My right side is stronger than my left side, so sometimes I find that my left side just gets worked out less. As you can see, my foot is right behind, my left foot is right behind my right leg. You can't really tell from this angle. It looks like I'm doing a normal deadlift, but I love these because, like I said, I can individually pull and work each individual leg. So give it a try. And I find that with these, you don't have to go heavy as well. You can just do a lighter weight, which you can focus more on time under tension and going slower with the movement. Not everything needs to be heavy. When I was 23, I cared about lifting so much weight, and I was doing like pulling 2 plates and stuff like that. But now I'm just, you know, I care more about being able to move my body, but also, you know, keeping the goals that I have now. But I just don't really care for lifting super heavy. Like, I can get those same results with a medium-ish, lightish weight, and like I said, focusing on time under tension. And then next we are doing step ups. I love these also for hamstring, that kind of under glute area. These are so great. You can see I'm going really slow. Honestly, this exercise though is a love-hate relationship, because this machine or this movement it really tests your patience. And again, it's also an individual side exercise. So yeah, I'd be tired. And you can also do this exercise on a bench, but I just like this platform because you can see how I'm able to grip it at the top. There's a handle there, so it makes doing the movement a little bit easier. But you guys, if you do this exercise nice and slow, trust me, your glutes and your hamstring, and making sure you're putting all the weight at the back of your foot, you are going to feel it. And as you can see, I was already over it, but we love the results. And then next, we are doing seated hamstring curls. I recently have started liking these a little bit more than the other hamstring curls, just because I find that leaning forward, as you can see, I'm not all the way back. My hamstrings are getting that full extension and stretch, so I find them working out a little bit harder. I honestly don't really know how to explain it, other than just look at it and then try it in the gym, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then lastly, we have seated calf raises. I personally am not a fan of this seated calf raise. I normally like the standing up calf raises, but the machine was already taken, so I said, why not just do this one? But you know, we do train calves. Some of you are like, oh, you don't do training calves? Listen, I do, okay? This has been a topic of this discussion for the longest time, and you know, so it's also, I just find calves are boring. Like, I feel like you guys don't really want to see that. It's just the same thing over and over. But I like to place my palms facing upwards so that I'm not gripping the machine. And yeah, that's it for Monday. Okay, so now it is Tuesday, and of course we are training upper body, emphasis on back, because back is my favorite muscle group in the upper body. But other than that, I only train back, shoulders, and biceps. I don't really care to train chest anymore, or bench pressing and stuff like that. The only chest exercise that I really do are chest flies, but that's really it. And yeah. And also, what you see in this video for upper body, I tend to switch it up a lot. So even if I'm training back, next week will be more arms focused, so I tend to rotate on that. And sometimes I might not just even do anything for back. I might just do the cable pulls or the rope climbing thing, which you guys will see in the video as it goes on another day. But yeah, just found out my upper body, I'm pretty happy with it. It's like I said, it's mainly back that I tend to do, but today also I feel like was a little bit out of
out of my usual routine just because it's at a new gym and we were recording for content. So honestly, I feel like the movements here are not my go-to. My go-to would be like seated cable pull-throughs or pull-ups, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was still a good movement day. And just another thing too, also just to remind you guys that when you're doing a pulling variation, like throughout these videos, you can see I'm doing pulling movement versus, you have push, pull. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to plan out your exercises or it really just depends on your goal. But this is what I personally have just been liking so far. But you guys have definitely seen me post my other upper body days. Yeah, so usually I start off with back and then I will end off with like biceps or maybe a 1 or 2 set of shoulders. I love the look of a ripped or defined shoulder, in my opinion. My biceps, I feel like even before, I used to really train my biceps, but not as much anymore. It's just over time, things change, you like different things. And I find that also with my physique, I don't feel the need to do so much compared to what I did before. I just keep it very simple. And I also wanted to show you guys, this is what I meant by chest. This is the only thing that I do for chest, is just these. It's also this machine I love. My other gym doesn't have it, so it was nice to see and use it here. Just keep in mind though, when you're doing these, you are supposed to go up on top of your heel. So you can see my heels or my feet are planted down. You're supposed to go up when your arms go up. The only reason why I didn't do it is just because I was having pain in my left ankle, so I didn't want to agitate it more, but I was more so focused on my upper body getting all the work and the movement, and my core as well. So just keep that in mind if you are going to do the slave machine. So yeah, and I did about 3 or 4 sets of this. Is I just do push-ups, assisted push-ups. I find that also just doing these really just work up all the muscle groups in my upper body that I feel like it just does the work, I keep my upper body days simple. I don't know how to even, I just keep my upper body days simple. That's it. So now Wednesdays are kind of like the fun day. I love switching it up on the Wednesdays. It's usually kind of like my class day. So it goes in rotation as Pilates, boxing, hot yoga. There are 2 different types of hot yoga that I do, which is like the more Reiki, relaxed, holding poses, and like the hot one where it's like a mat Pilates where you're really sweating. Or if I'm not doing a class, then I want to do kind of like a cardio-ish day. The new thing that I want to add to my list is an F45 class. But yeah, if I'm not doing a class, then I'm just gonna use that day to do my 10K, which is about an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. It depends on the pace that you're walking. Keep it simple on the Wednesdays. It's just kind of like a day of I get to pick up what I want to do that day. Okay, and then next we are doing, for Thursdays, we do quads and glutes. Same thing as you saw when I was doing hamstrings. I'm starting off with pre-exhausting or warming up my quads for the heavy day that's going to come. I have loved training my quads recently. I just love the look of like a nice big quad. I don't know how to, yeah, so And then that was kind of like, I only did one set of those, and then I'm going straight into leg extensions. Love these. Doing leg extensions. I tend to do 3 sets of like a medium weight, and then I max out 40 to 50 reps with like a really lightweight, and I really feel those in my quads, like they're ready to go. And then we are going into hack squats, and a lot of you also are always asking the knee straps if they're socks. I personally just like to keep it at my ankles because I'm so lazy. I hate having to take it on off of, and then put my shoes back on. And also, not gonna lie, sometimes my feet be stinking, okay? So I'm not trying to get people to be smelling my shoes, okay? So that's why I also don't like taking them off and on, because sometimes when we're sweaty, it's not the best. But yeah, so that's me doing quads.
Got good pussy, girl, can I be frank? Keep it 100, girl, I ain't no saint. But he the only reason that I feel it this way. Giving you a word, baby, when you get space, pen gang, give me laid, baby, that's penetrate, oh, baby.
Hey, Sean, got a niggas on throne. Talk about we can party some more. Yeah, baby, drink in my cup. Got a young nigga feeling so throne. Spit fire in the world so cold.
Are you really having a good workout if you didn't take a selfie in between? Didn't think so. But yes, anyways, we are going into Bulgarian splits. We're going into Bulgarian split squats. I personally don't know why people hate this. I personally love Bulgarian split squats, okay? Or maybe just because I really love training my quads now that I love them, but I feel like I've always liked them. So yeah. And I also like to say, I personally am the type of person, I like to hold one dumbbell in my hand, and I just find that it helps me with my balance better. And I don't know, all I know is when I try to hold dumbbells in both hands, my balance is completely off. So personally, I just like the one hand. Comment down below if you guys are like that, or you guys prefer 2 hands.
I wanna give you better.
And then after my set, I'm going in supersetting with body weights. I always find that this also really burns, and it's a great addition because, you know, we love the burn. And also I want to make note or tell you guys, I have kept my rep range and sets the exact same. The only difference is how I eat and stuff like that, or the weights that I'm using, but I have always kept it 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps. That's always what I do. Or if I do like a max out, then I'll do like 20 or 30, like I said in the leg extension, then I'll do 40 as like my last rep. And then next we are ending off with hip thrust. I honestly was supposed to do the hip thrust before the workout started, but because somebody was already using it, I'm just the type of person, like if somebody's using it, I just avoid it completely. But obviously, like I said, hip thrusts are my non-negotiables, so I did it to myself. So you can see either way she's gonna get done. So it's either at the end of the workout or the beginning, she is getting done. So obviously at the end is not ideal, but like I said, she's getting her done. And then again, we are ending it off with calves. Like I said, calves are so simple, but personally, I love the machine that's at Pure. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's like the weight is on your back. And then we are ending off with some abs. I try to get into the habit of finishing abs after my leg workout, and that's something that I used to do a lot when I was younger, and that's what helped me keep a really nice core. And because the older that I've gotten, I've just kind of strayed away from it because I hate training abs now. But every now and again, I force myself to do abs after a leg day. Okay guys, and then on Friday, all we do is workout wise, we just do Stairmaster. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day, the duration of it. So sometimes I'll just do the 30 minutes if I'm really feeling fed up. I just knock up 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the minimum. But on a really good day, I'm doing 50 minutes. So yeah, and I like to switch it up. Sometimes I'll just have a screenshot of how I like to set it up sometimes, but normally I'm doing the speed of between 6 to 8, around that. But yeah, it's very simple. We just do cardio, that's it. I highly recommend also, when you're doing, the only way to really get through stairs, in my opinion, is to be distracted. Making snaps, having a lit ass playlist, and the time will just go by really, really fast. And then I have now dedicated my Fridays to really focusing on mobility. Before, I remember my Fridays was cardio and then doing kind of like what I wanted to do that day. And I mean, technically you are supposed to be doing mobility a little bit each day, like 5 minutes. I do mobility and stretching on my leg days, but it's just easier for me in my schedule that I just force myself to just have a full session where I can do all of it, and it helps me personally be accountable, and I can kind of do all the muscle groups. So it's categorizing glutes, hamstring, quads, hip flexors, and abdominal muscles, and upper body as well. So you guys will see all the different variations that I do, and honestly, just mobility is really, really important. And for those of you who don't know, mobility helps you prevent injuries. It helps you really, like for example, if you're doing mobility and helping with your hip flexors, it'll help you go deeper in a squat. And also I find that personally, I hold a lot of tension in my hips. So when I stretch it out, I am able to release a lot of energy and stress, and it can help you with athletic performance, bone density, and just also and really just emphasis on longevity, because when I'm 50, 60, 70, I want to be able to be moving my body and being mobile, and that's the most important thing. A lot of people around this age, you can really see the difference between two people who are active. I've seen so many women who are in their 50s, 60s, and they literally move like they're in their 30s, and that's exactly what I want to be. So yeah,
I put that top left, I love my Cardi to death. Hype Williams, Lil X, if you don't say it direct, give a fuck. I put some ice on her hand, I let her take an advance.
And also just being flexible as well. I've always been able to do the splits when I was younger, and I still want to keep that for as long as I can. I also do, you guys have probably seen in my last vlogs that I also do ballet as well, and that also just helps me with other aspects of my life. So it's not just being in the gym. So yeah, it just helps me be mobile and flexible, but yeah, I highly recommend you guys do try all of these movements out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that my voiceover for this video was good. I haven't done a voiceover in a while, so sometimes I'm like, I don't even know if I'm explaining and talking about things right. But yeah, it's been a minute. But anyways, I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.
Hype Williams, Lil X, if you don't say it direct, give a fuck. I let her take an advance. She wasn't going as planned. I put her shit in the van. She gotta move with a friend. First she went back to the man. Give a fuck. I just put a wagon in the driveway. You know I did. When I shoot my shot, it's stuck on wild way it's going in. Me and Lil Sicko sitting sideways, breaking tins. Used to be an antisocial nigga, now I'm making friends. I just got a mansion, not in Turkey, it's a beachfront. When she bringing 4 friends, I know I hit at least one. Got them all tinted by the pool and they greased up. Police in my city, man, I keep it pockets greased up. Me and Capo tryna leave our market piece to east up. Ain't nobody making too much money off the beef stuff. But I beef a rapper cause I'm